friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to, I guess, a wear test or review of my Speedy P9 in the 25 size in the amethyst color. So one of you on a video, I don't know, it's been several videos back, and one of you asked me if I would do a review of my P9 and, my thoughts about it and wear and tear and things like that. So that's what today's video is. So if you want some more information on how I've been loving, disliking, things I might change, whatever, about my Speedy P9, then stick around. Okay, so first of all, sorry that I'm kind of pivoted here because I'm trying to capture some really good natural light that I have coming through the windows. And if I have you like how I normally have it set up where you're like just seeing this picture behind me, then you're getting quite a bit of shadow on the left side of my face. So my apologies that you're also seeing my computer setup here, but you know what? We are in tight spaces here in New York, and so, you know what, I have to make do with what I have. So there you are. But at least it's, neat and tidy, I guess, for those of you who seem to have issues. But anyway, let me just remind you of this absolutely adorable little Vivian charm, and then this little cute little flower charm that you get for free when you order. This is not sponsored. I don't get any kind of like affiliate commission, anything like that. She just does an incredible job. This is a shop on Etsy. I have her permanently linked in my description box. They're made out of, I think, like acrylic. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's like a really hard, I want to say like melamine, but that's not correct. Anyway, they are absolutely fantastic. She does an incredible job. I have another one as well. Love them. I know some of you have purchased them, so if you have, I hope you love yours too. But anyway, just wanted to give a shout out for the little Viv charm that I have on here. Otherwise, I do have the, just the classic key belt. It's interesting because I've always said that I'm not really a bag charm person, which then I have sort of become one. Although, again, I'm not loading my bags up, okay? I'm not like one of those people who have like 6 bag charms all over their bags. But I've also never been the one to wear the key bell with the keys and whatever. Like my Birkins, I don't do that at all. When I had my Kelly, I didn't do that. It was just something I really liked. But for some reason on the P9s, I really do like them. And then obviously the P9 also comes with a luggage tag. So I'll do a little walkthrough, I guess, of the bag if you are unfamiliar with it. So they all then also come with the luggage tag. And as you can see, I got mine hot stamped while we were in Paris. Both Deb and I got ours. Deb has the turquoise one. I had to think about that for a second. So Deb has the turquoise P9, the same size, 25, and she got hers hot stamped with the Eiffel Tower as well. So we have twinning bag charms, which is very, very cute. But as I said, this is the 25 size. So the P9 comes in 25, 30, 35, 40. I don't know, there's a 50 wouldn't be technically probably a P9 anyway, I don't know, but they definitely go up to 40 because I certainly know that Meredith, and also I think that one of Rachel's from Rachel Went Shopping, I think she has maybe the pink in the 40. I feel like she has a 40. Anyway, this is the 25, which means that it is 25 centimeters in length. I will refer you, and I will have linked below, Meredith's video that she did comparing the sizes of the P9 to a traditional Speedy, because they do differ. And just Reader's Digest version, or TLDR, for those of us who are older, we understand the Reader's Digest reference. But anyway, TLDR, Reader's Digest version, the P9s are bigger than their, sister bag, what they're based on. I probably should have brought one of my regular Speedy 25s in here to show you, but the dimensions are different. So for example, when I tried the P9 30 in the red, and while I loved it, it just looked enormous. I had tried on the soft Speedy in the empreinte leather in the 30 at the store, and I loved it. Now, I'm guessing that that's because the empreinte leather soft Speedy has the same dimensions as a regular Speedy 30, whereas the Speedy P9 30 is quite a bit larger. So like I said, if you want to know the differences, I don't need to go into all that. Meredith did an amazing job. Plus, I do not have all the sizes. I only have the 25 in the P9, and I only have 25s in my other Speedies. So I can't really do that comparison, but she did a fantastic job. So if you're looking for that, definitely check out her video below. They are definitely a little bit bigger, and because they slouch, and I guess maybe I should take out what I have in here, which is not a whole lot, really they smush, right? The whole purpose of the P9s, I mean, not the whole purpose, but you know, one of the features of the P9 is that they just are just this smushy, gushy goodness against your body, right? So, you know, I know some people mentioned getting bag organizers for theirs. I guess maybe to protect the interior because the interior is full leather, and I'll show you that in a second. But I don't know, any kind of liner, no matter how lightweight it is still going to prevent some of the slouch. And the slouch for me in the P9 is everything. That's what makes it incredible to me. I mean, in addition to the amazing leather and everything like that. So it is fully leather. So it is, I'll put it up on the screen because I'm not going to remember which is which, but it's one kind of leather on the outside and one kind of leather. I think it's lamb on the inside, maybe. Anyway, again, I'll put it up on the screen because I don't want to be wrong. I can't remember if we're on season 5. I can't remember if I think this is season, I think we just had season 4. First 3 seasons all came with this treated, slightly darker vachetta, right? It's definitely not the raw vachetta that you would normally get on a Louis Vuitton bag. And I would say it's even darker than some of the pre-treated ones, in my opinion. And then obviously this most recent collection that dropped for fall, winter, or autumn, winter, depending on where you live in the world, how you say it, for 2025, they came out with that darker brown. So it's even different than this. Like, I don't even think it's vachetta. I think it is a brown leather is what they're using. So they all have this pull tab here. And on this side here, it has the Louis Vuitton Paris with the little registered mark. And what happens is when you pull it to close it on this side, let me take the strap off. That would make this so much easier. So when you pull it to the side where it can close, is I do believe actually you can do it and you don't have to thread it through the D-ring here. You probably could even just do it like that and do it, but I think it does fit. I've never tried it personally because I've never tried to lock my Speedy. But you have this like little knob thing here, and then basically this hole goes over that, and then you put the lock through and lock it, and that's how you keep your Speedy locked. But I never do that. So really smooth zipper. There is obviously the piping all the way around. Now, normally Speedies have one single piece of canvas, or in this case, piece of leather that goes all the way around so that the front of the bag, the LVs, are the right way around. And on the back of the bag, because it wraps around, right, it's one piece. So then when you bring it up this way, the LVs are upside down. Now they created that same look on the P9s, but they are actually 2 pieces of leather. So on the bottom here, you can see where they are seamed together. And so they reverse it so that on the back, it does look like it is 1 piece of leather, but it is actually 2. What else can I tell you? The P9s are also known for their little hidden kind of Easter egg. For each season, there is a different emblem that's embossed. Mine is the horse, or it was like the cowboy themed one. So it's like a bucking bronco kind of thing. The first season was the dove. The second season was, I'm not gonna remember what the second season was. This was the bronco, and then the most current one is a lobster. I am so confused right now. I don't remember what came out when. Correct me and help me with seasons because I'm just not remembering. You obviously got your top handles here, which you can, get fully on the crook of your arm, which is fantastic. And then they all come with the adjustable and removable shoulder strap, which has obviously the matching leather. And they do have this extra piece, which makes it really, really comfortable on your shoulder. You don't have to put it on. You can certainly take it off, but I think it just, adds to it. And then you've got, several adjusters here. Now, as you know, I was having problems with this P9 along with one of my other bags, and one of you fabulous people gave me the idea to take those really tiny little clear elastic bands that like you would use for like little kids' hair, or like, at the end of like braids and things like that, little thin braids kind of thing. So you put it around this whole thing, and then when you slide this over, you see it's not moving because I have, I think, 2 elastics under there. I can't really see at the moment. But anyway, worked like a charm. So thank you, whoever that was that gave me that recommendation. So anyway, all of the P9s also have kind of more of a brassy sort of finish on the hardware. So So you can see it says Louis Vuitton on both sides there. And then on the interior, and the interiors differ, I didn't realize that, based on the size of the bag. So the interior of the P925 has one zipper pocket in the back here. It also has the sort of infamous plaque here, which I'm having a hard time showing there. Those come in all the P9s. And it says, this is autumn winter 24, and then Speedy 25, and it's got this little round little emblem thingy, and then the sun is shining on us -P, which is Pharrell. But they come with this one zip pocket in the back. Now, the P9 in the 30 that I had before I returned it, I believe has the zipper pocket, but then on this side of the bag, it has an additional slip pocket. Was that what it was? It has some additional pocket, and I'm not remembering the actual layout of it because obviously I didn't have it for very long because I needed to return it. On this little tab, it does say Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. I do believe that all of the P9s are made in France. And it also has the little D-ring that goes with it, that goes with the little pouch, which I just realized I don't have here with me. So I'll have to go get that. Hang on. Right. So while I was grabbing the pouch, I figured I'd grab the pillow as well. So all of the P9s also come with a pillow. I do believe the newer collection, as well as I think the prior collection, come with a pillow that is more like the microfiber, kind of like the Alcantara fabric. These are more of like a twill, I guess, almost kind of canvasy, I guess. And you've got a little leather patch here, which says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. So those get stuffed in all the bags. So it's really nice to keep the shape of your bag. Everything that comes with the bag has the color of the bag on all the little pieces. So this was the little bag that came with the lock in it. And then here is the bag, the dust bag for the pouch. So all P9s come with a matching pouch, and they vary in size. So the bigger the bag, the bigger the pouch gets. So this is the smallest pouch. I'm really, really bad at switching out my SLGs. So for example, you'll see that I'm carrying my stuff in this small size clay, which is essentially almost exactly the same size as this. But yeah, I don't know. I sometimes I will remember and switch and put the things in this and take this with, but a lot of times I do not. But obviously you can see it does come with a chain with its own lobster claw, and that then can attach to the little D-ring that's in here. So, you know, if you want to keep things more secure, if maybe you wanted to use this as your wallet, I feel like maybe Deb did that when we were in Paris. I think, you know, she probably had her cards or whatever in here, and you have that zipped up, and then, you know, you can put that in here, and then, you know, you're somewhere where you might be around pickpockets, you know, they try to take this, it's hooked to your bags. Everything is stamped, it's beautiful. So as I said, the entire interior is also leather lined. There are no feet. What else can I tell you about this? I think that's probably about it. So let's get into my thoughts about the bag, if there was anything that I would change about the bag, and any wear and tear that you should know about if you are thinking about this bag. Okay, I just put her pillow in there so that it would be easier for her to sit and not become a beautiful mess, as Minnie from Minx for All would say. Okay, well, let me tell you, just if you want to click out after this or whatever, spoiler alert, I absolutely love this bag, and it's been an amazing purchase. I have not regretted buying this bag one time since I've purchased it. I mean, not that I have like a ton of regrets when I buy other bags or anything, but it was a lot. Now, granted, I essentially used some of the money that I got from selling my Kelly to buy this, but that was still a lot to be spending on a bag. And they have gone up in price a little bit since I bought this one, and I was able to get this at a slightly better price because I bought it in Singapore. As far as wear and tear is concerned, I mean, honestly, I see nothing on this bag. And I will say that, so I've had this bag since the very, very end of December. Now, I did start carrying it in January because I remember going to the Murakami pop-up in Soho, and I had this bag on and I was filming for you guys, and there were a couple of like clips that I had to cut because you could see that I had this bag on crossbody. So, you know, what was that? Basically 9 to 10 months worth of wear. is a lot. And considering, I certainly don't have as many bags as Meredith. I don't think anybody has many bags as Meredith, or at least of the people I know. Amelia has a lot of bags. I don't have that many. Maybe I have 30 or so. I don't know. I haven't counted in a long time. But I have a lot of choices is my point. And, up until, like May, I had access still to all of my bags. And then, of course, during the whole selling process and moving process, I had my bags in storage for another 4 to 5 months. But this bag I kept out. So it did get quite a bit of wear. For me to wear a bag, more than 10 times in a year is a lot. I mean, I know that is a very privileged position and privileged thing to say, but because I have so many bags in my collection, and I also have some, non-luxury bags that I rotate through. I've been loving my Quince patchwork bags, which, are very similar to the Loewe puzzle bags, and they're super easy to carry. They were great to travel with. And, because of that, and they're not luxury, but, I will carry those. So I have other things that I can throw into the mix. So, I mean, this has gotten a ton of use and I just love it. I mean, obviously the leather has been treated, so I shouldn't really see, any water stains or anything on there. I mean, now that I'm looking closely, I see, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Maybe I'll try to do a cutaway, but right here, like right here, is a tiny little, like kind of dirt spot maybe or something. I might be able to take like a leather cleaner wipe or whatever and clean that up. I mean, I'm really being nitpicky here. Let's look at the interior of the bag, because obviously, as I said, I do not use a liner. I don't plan on using a liner. And now obviously it's going to be a little difficult to see. Yeah, I mean, I have some like little kind of dents. Again, I'll do some cutaways because I don't think you guys are going to be able to see in there. I don't know. Like I said, I will do some cutaways, but for having used this bag quite a bit, I really don't see anything in here. Now, I don't carry a ton, so I'll show you what I took out of the bag because I was just using it yesterday. So I had my, small clay. I had a pair of Louis Vuitton sunglasses in a soft case. I had a little mini folding brush, because when you wear synthetic wigs, you do need to have one of those. And I was carrying and this is what I have been carrying, my Bottega card holder, which I absolutely love. It is such a great piece. Lori, who I ran into at Louis Vuitton the other day, and now I feel comfortable saying her name because she identified herself in the comments of the last video. So when Lori and I were talking, she's like, how do you feel about Bottega? And I said, actually, I'm carrying my card holder from them right now, and I love it. First of all, I love this color. I think it's incredible. And I don't know if they're doing the parakeet green anymore, but it's a great piece. But yeah, it's still one of those brands where I struggle with the prices, even though I know that the leather is exquisite on those bags. But that's it, I think. Yeah, the brush, the sunglasses, this, and every once in a while I might throw in just like a random lippy or whatever. I've got a couple in here. I mean, I don't carry a ton. I think, probably in Paris I had a little bit more in there. I'm sure I had my passport with me, obviously, but, not ever a ton. It's just been a great bag. Some people have thought, and I'm guessing that people think the same thing about this Speedy 25, that, they're harder to get in. But I think because they're leather and so they're so flexible, I mean, I don't have any problems getting in and out of here. And again, because the dimensions are not exactly the same as the regular Speedy 25. Maybe that's also the difference. I should measure the zipper length, maybe. That could be, I don't know if it's a combination of the leather or that the zipper is a little bit longer, or also that, because this is such a malleable leather that, it just opens wider. But I mean, I don't have any problems getting in or out of it. I honestly, I'm sorry, I don't really have anything negative to say about this bag. I know that's kind of a letdown, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's not. I mean, to me, it speaks volumes about this bag. I absolutely, absolutely love it. I just, I would wear it with what I'm wearing today, right? I'm just wearing this brown homestretch from Aritzia set. Once again, blame Meredith in the most loving way possible. And yeah, honestly, it's a great bag. If you have thought about one, see what I mean about how it's just going to like kind of collapse. If you've been thinking about one, I know they're expensive, and they're expensive on the resale market too, you guys. I mean, they're still commanding over retail if you go to like a fashion file or something. So if you can find one at a better deal, I think they're amazing. I would highly recommend if you're able to get one, if you're traveling, overseas to Europe or something, and you can get one, because it is a better price over there just to start out with. And even taking into account that you're going to pay more with the conversion from euros to dollars, still with the VAT back, you are still going to save a decent amount of money. I think it's an absolutely fantastic bag, and I absolutely love it. And I am so, so happy I was able to get mine. And anytime I go anywhere, especially if I walk into a Louis Vuitton boutique, everyone is like, love your P9, love your P9. So sure, they're sales associates, right? And I think Deb had a theory when we were in Paris that, when she was carrying hers, that sales associates, they hone in on that, right? If you're carrying a P9, they know that you're willing to spend a decent amount of money, and you're probably a very good client because you were able to actually get one. So anyway, I think that's about it, you guys. It's an amazing bag. For me, selling my Kelly 28 and taking, like 2/3 of what I made on selling the Kelly, about or so, and putting it towards this was the best thing I could have ever done. I mean, I have used this bag 100 times more than I ever used my Kelly bag. I mean, the Kelly just sat there. I think, what did I say? I mean, maybe I carried it 3 times or something in the entire time that I had it. I mean, what a waste of a beautiful bag to sit on a shelf. And so I hope that the subscriber that bought it is loving it and using it and giving her an absolute amazing life. But I could not be more thrilled with how I chose to reallocate that money, because I now have a bag that I absolutely adore and use, and it just makes me smile every time I use it. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me know, do you have a P9? Would you like to add a P9 if you don't have one? Or if you have one, would you like to add another P9? I don't know. Would you like to become a collector, sort of like Meredith? But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think they're stupid? Do you think they're a huge waste of money? Let me know all the thoughts in the comments below. But let's keep it nice and respectful and those kind of things. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And if you enjoy this kind of content, I'd love to see you back here. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell below. That way you will know every time I upload a video. If you want to keep on watching, there'll be one in the corner you can click on. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.